New York Comic Con is canceled. To no one's surprise due to, everything that's going on in the world right now. But in turn, they think that a virtual con is going to work. Like San Diego, which is a total bust. Oh yeah, this is going to be a complete and total bust. Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today. And if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, New York Comic Con is canceled. Like I said, I don't think anyone's surprised about this due to the events that have been going on in the world. I don't think anyone's shocked at all. But of course, New York Comic Con has a solution: a virtual con. Ooh. I don't think that's a very good solution personally. And they're even trying to monetize it. Yeah, they're trying to monetize this. Oh, I don't think this is going to go over very well. Considering that people like Comic Cons because interaction, meeting other fans as well, sharing cosplays and, art and other things. And then, of course, you have San Diego Comic Con, the virtual one that happened this year, and it was a flop. It failed. Comments being turned off so people couldn't ask questions. There wasn't interactions. I mean, people didn't like it. They didn't enjoy it. It did not go over well this year. So, which we're going to get into that in a moment. But New York Comic Con's physical presence is canceled this year. Yeah, you might as well just have the whole thing be canceled at this point. The annual convention typically takes place in Manhattan's Javits Center. Organizers announced today, however, that it likely comes as no surprise that New York Comic Con 2020's physical event at the Javits will not be able to run as intended. Well, I don't think anybody expected it to. I don't think anybody did. But, when you look at San Diego and how it went, like Comic Con at home was a bust. It did not go over well. People didn't really like it because, it really takes away what Comic Con's all about. I mean, one thing I always liked was the journey of going to Comic Con. I think that's what really makes the experience so much fun. It's really kind of the journey on the way there. And, without that, I really kind of feel like that takes away from it as well because, you kind of lose out on the fun that you would naturally have with like your friends and whatnot. I don't know. It just feels to me like it just wouldn't work, I mean, San Diego didn't work. If a fan convention is held on the internet and no one's there to talk about it, does it make any noise? That was the overwhelming experience with Comic Con at Home, the virtual fan convention that ran from July 22nd through 26th. It was meant to replace San Diego Comic Con, the massive annual fan gathering that was forced to cancel due to the pandemic. Despite a list panels for The Walking Dead, the Star Trek universe, which they basically took down their own stream, which was hilarious. They struck themselves. And two Keanu Reeves movies, Comic Con at Home cast a pale shadow in comparison to Comic Con of recent years. Perhaps the starkest example yet of what we lose when we lose the live experience, which that's pretty accurate, really. I mean, when you lose that, it doesn't feel as fun. It really doesn't. According to data from social media analytics from Listen First, tweets that mentioned Comic Con at Home were down 95%. Oh, that's rough. From 2019's live convention, just 93,681 tweets over the 5-day event against 1,719,000 tweets in 2019. Whew, that is a rough drop. Tweets about the top 10 events were similarly down 93%, and tweets about the top 5 movie panels were down a shocking 99%. Oh, if it's that bad, then New York Comic Con, it's going to be a bust. I mean, if it didn't go well at all for San Diego, if it was that bad, New York Comic Con is also going to be a bust. I mean, I can't see this going over well. New York Comic Con scraps live edition in October to go virtual. Whew, I I don't think this is going to be good. I don't think this is a good idea. ReedPop, the division of Reed Exhibitions that organizes New York Comic Con and other fan-oriented events, just announced that the 2020 edition of the New York Comic Con will not run in person this year due to ongoing concerns about issue in the world right now. The show was scheduled for Javits Center in New York City on October 8th through the 11th, but has been suspended due to guidelines issued by the facility in accordance to New York City and state restrictions on holding large gatherings. Instead, organizers announced an official partnership with YouTube to exclusively stream panels and programming, premieres, announcements, fan contests, and other content. I mean, I just don't see this going over well. I really don't. Last year, organizers say the event sold over 250,000 tickets over 4 days and included a week of activities, sponsored events, pop-ups, and more throughout New York, making it one of the largest fan gatherings in the world. Now, while that sounds like it could be fun, what is there really to do during this except for just sit there and watch it all with like pre-recorded streams and some, I think, live events are supposed to happen. That's about it. I mean, it just doesn't really give you the experience you would have if you were there in person. It's just, like I said, it's just not going to be the same, and that's kind of the big thing about it. According to the announcement, the New York Comic Con YouTube channel will exclusively stream panels from Starz, American Gods, CBS All Access Star Trek. Oh, yeah. I wonder if they're going to smack their own stream again. DreamWorks, Hulu, and FX with additional programming to be announced closer to the event. Panels will be a mix of pre-recorded and live-streamed. The company says YouTube will bring its experience moving events online to New York Comic Con this fall. Unlike the recent Comic-Con at-home event, which featured exclusively pre-recorded content, New York Comic-Con will have a live component. According to the announcement, fans will be able to participate in talent Q&As during panels, turn every panel into a watch party, and geek out with other fans using YouTube's community and live chat features. I mean, like I said, it just... I don't know. I mean, with them already having things that were pre-recorded last time and then trying to have live events, I still question if it'll even go over well at all. I don't know. I don't think it's going to go over that well. Personal opinion. I could be wrong, but I just don't think it's going to work. I don't know. That's just me. It's just not going to give you what you would naturally get from an actual event when you would actually go in person. It's just going to be so much different. It always is. We are thoroughly disappointed that we can't gather together in person for the New York Comic Con we love to build and our fans love to revel in. Oh, good God. Oh, what are we doing? This friendship speech now? The cringe levels are hitting maximum. Oh, God. While this year will definitely be a different experience, we are going to look to bring the best and most engaging event to our fans, exhibitors, and studios through our partnership with YouTube. I just don't feel it's going to work, though. I don't know. If San Diego couldn't get it together and it just became a complete and total bust, I feel like this is going to be a bust yet again. I don't know. I just feel like it's going to fail all over again. Several large convention organizers, including ReedPop, have moved their conventions online, providing a mix of pre-recorded panels, live events, and paid online celebrity meet and greets. See, that's where they're going to try to basically monetize the events. That's what they're going to do. They're going to try to get your money that way. The company announced that it will host a metaverse event August 13th through 16th with online celebrity experiences in addition to new releases, exclusive merchandise, and an online marketplace. Now, that's where it is, though. They're going to try to get money in this way. Now, of course, when it comes to artists, like comic book artists, for example, this is where they make a lot of their money, and as well as other artists, too. They make a lot of their money through the con events. Without a live one, of course, they're trying to find a way to monetize this for them, but it's just going to be harder for them, I think, ultimately, because, like I said, with them getting a lot of their money from these events, this is going to be kind of going more so downhill, considering that, I mean, I'm not saying they won't get some money from this, but it's not as much as it would be had it been live. I mean, this is where they get a lot of their money from, and it's just going to be a hard hit for them. New York Comic Con is usually seen as the bookend to the big fan convention season that starts in March with ReedPop's Emerald City Comic Con and C2E2 shows in Seattle and Chicago, respectively. Over the past decade, fan conventions have grown to become events with a multi-billion-dollar economic impact worldwide, bringing millions of fans together to celebrate their love for comics, science fiction, fantasy, horror, and related genres. This year, the pandemic wiped out every major event on the schedule except C2E2, which took place in late February, early March, just prior to the national shutdowns. Well, hey, I have a good joke for you. RTX thinks that they're going to be able to monetize their convention as well. They're going to have a 10-day long convention, and they think they're going to be able to monetize it because they're going to be selling tickets to certain events. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Rooster Teeth, let me tell you something right now. That dying company of yours, and you betting that people are actually going to spend very much on that, I don't think there will be a lot going into it, and I think that they're going to fail harder than New York City Comic Con. I just wanted to throw this in here, and this is all I have to say to you, Rooster Teeth. But anyways, so for this virtual New York Comic Con, they have this metaverse idea, which is going to have a bunch of people like cast from Doctor Who, Star Trek, Picard. Which God, why did the CBS? Why? Just why? Overwatch. A lot of comic creators and stuff like that. Think of it as though is that I'm gonna say this right now. They expect someone to go and pay $22 to speak to Tom King of all people. $22 to speak to Scott Snyder, Tom King, or Greg Capullo for 3 minutes. I'm gonna say this. Just gonna say it right now. If anybody's gonna go and talk to Tom King, do not attack this man. Don't harass him or anything. I can guarantee you, Jay Lee would have some things to say to him. But $22 to talk to Tom King? No, no, I mean, that guy, after, him trying to cancel Jay Lee, yeah, screw that. But I mean, this is how New York Comic Con is going to try to monetize their entire virtual con. This is what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to make it so that, you can pay to talk to specific people, like specific cast members, comic book artists, other artists, voice actors, whatever, And this is what they're going to try to do to monetize it. Personally, even though it's only 3 minutes, like, I just don't see this really still going over very well. I mean, I'll give it credit in the fact that they're trying to make sure that people can have interactions with, people that they may be fans of, right? But ultimately, I just don't think that this is going to see the results that the con itself is expecting to see. It would be much different with it being live, but, considering that there's just so much going on, you can't really do that right now. So, of course, ultimately that just results in I just feel like this falling apart. I just don't think that this is going to work. I don't think that they're going to, reel in the money that they're expecting to see. If San Diego didn't go over well, I mean, if it was down 95%, just looking at it, I can't really see how this is going to improve. I can't really see how this is going to go up. And I mean, there might be a bit more money, maybe a bit more fans involved in this because there's actual interaction, but I just don't really see how this is going to work out in the end. But that's just me. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you were new here, and make sure you were still subscribed because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels. So make sure you were still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like, and also be sure to share the video on social media. Spread the word to get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on Discord. We have a wonderful community there. Not only that, but it will keep you up to date on when the newest videos will be released, as well as any other upcoming events in the near future. So be sure to follow me on Discord. The link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow can always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.